Start.
My good evening, everyone. Am I audible, sir?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
clear.
Yes. Uh, homework given was a non-union. Definition of non-union is a stage of fracture healing when the process of biological activity come to standstill with no sign of union between the bone ends. And according to Campbell 13 new definition was according for by US Food and Drug Administration, fracture that is at least 9 months old and has not shown any signs of healing for 3 consecutive months. Mueller gave definition of tibia fracture for to unite after 8 months of non-operative treatment. One sec, sir. One sec. Pseudoarthrosis. It is a subclassification of non-union because of there is excessive and chronic motion at actual synovial pseudocapsule is formed containing fluid much like actual synovial joint. Then there are it can be delayed non-union and a slow union. There is a difference. In slow union, the process of union has initial delay. There is late in initiation, but then passes through all stages of at normal pace, ultimately resulting in a union. And in case of delayed union, the process though begins at normal pace but gets halted in due course, ultimately may or may not end in union, may go into non-union if no intervention is added. There is stiff non-union and a lax non-union. Stiff non-union is one where only micromotions are present and the fragments cannot be moved away. The patient can bear weight in stiff non-union. But in case of lax non-union, also known as mobile non-union, it is whether the two bony ends are mobile. These do not have any fibrous or connective tissue in between the fragments. In some cases, the patient is unable to bear weight. The characteristic of various type of non-union are can be vascularized non-union, avascularized non-union. In case of vascularized non-union, it can be hypertrophic vital non-union. It can be elephant foot non-union, horse hoof non-union. There can be atrophic non-union, necrotic or defect non-union. Classification. First classification I would like to tell is about Weber and Czech classification. It is based upon radiographic healing effort and bone quality. It can be viable non-union or non-viable non-union. Viable non-union is further classified into hypertrophic non-union or oligotrophic non-union. And atrophic non-union is most advanced type of non-viable non-union. Other classification is Dror Haley et al. Classification. He classified on the basis of type A and type B. In type A was classified bone loss less than 1 centimeter. Type B bone loss is more than 1 centimeter. It was type A was further classified into lax type A1 lax non-union and type A2 stiff non-union and type A2 was further classified as 2.1 with no stiff non-union with no deformity and type A 2.2 stiff non-union with fixed deformity and type B further classified as B1, B2, B3. B1 was bone gap without shortening. B2 was there was no bone gap with shortening and B3 bone gap with shortening. Elizardo classification of infected non-union, it was based upon viability of bone, presence or absence of shortening, presence or absence of bone and soft tissue defect. So type 1 was normotrophic without shortening, type 2 was hypertrophic with shortening, type 3 atrophic with shortening, and type 4 was atrophic with bone and soft tissue defect. GS Kulkarni sir classification of infected non-union. It was a type 1, type 2, and type 3 he classified as. Type 1 was fragment in opposition with mild infection and with or without implant. Type 2 was classified as fragments in opposition with severe infection with large or small wound. Type in place of type 3, it was severe infection with gap or deformity or shortening. Type 3 was further classified into type 3A, 3B, and 3C. 3A is defect with loss of full circumference. 3B was defect in more than one third of cortex was involved, and type 3 was infected non-union with deformity. Further, broadly classified as infected non-union, non-draining, dry or quiescent non-union, and draining and active non-union. Non-draining non-union for at least 3 months requires one stage of treatment only. In draining active non-infected non-union, there is draining with abscess and fever. It requires two-stage treatment. Stage 2 is planned after a period of 10 to 20 days. Causes of non-union are broadly smoking accounts for 81% of cases, vasculopathy accounts for 59% of cases, and diabetes accounts for 53% of cases. Uh, Further, it causes are local factors, which may be factors related. It is open fractures, infected fractures, comminuted fractures, segmental fractures, fracture of irradiated bone, intra-articular fracture. Other heading is treatment related. Inadequate mobilization is most common. Inadequate reduction, inadequate fixation, inadequate blood supply, inadequate soft tissue cover, interposition of soft tissue, inadequate opposition or distraction. Other heading is systemic causes, which include age, elderly patient, malnutrition, albumin is less than 3.4 gram per deciliter, lymphocyte count is less than 1500 per millimeter cube, corticosteroid therapy, immunosuppressive treatment, systemic disease, metabolic bone disease, anticoagulant, burn, smoking, alcohol, radiation. Smoking pathophysiology would be directly inhibits the osteoblast, early stages of fracture healing, inhibits expression of bone morphogenic protein, vasoconstriction, inhibits tissue differentiation, normal angiogenic response. Diabetes pathophysiology, in early stages, there is decreased cellular proliferation, decreased callus strength at later phases. Most importantly, diabetes increases the chance of infection as it is hyperglycemic state. Investigations, I would like investigation which are usually done are complete blood count, erythrocyte sedimentation rate, C-reactive protein, plain radiography, sonography is done in infected case, radionucleotide scan, MRI is done, CT scan is done, ultrasonography is done in some cases, culture sensitivity and histopathology reported. Diagnosis of non-union based on imaging is first radiography. We do plain radiograph and circumferential bridging evidence as bridge across the four keratiaces are seen on X-ray. Radiograph and fractures are coplanar. Serial radiological assessment is necessary. Stress radiograph will give status of stability of the fixation, and score according to radiograph scoring system is given. Radiographic union score for tibia fractures is used in tibia non-union. Radiological features are non-union. It will be depend upon hypertrophic non-union, atrophic non-union. In hypertrophic non-union on radiograph, we can there is no element of cortex between the two fragments. Hypertrophied end is seen. Callus is exuberant. Medullary canal is open in hypertrophic non-union. It may be elephant foot due to premature weight bearing or inadequately compressed fixation, or horse hoof non-union hypertrophic due to inadequate fixation and fracture mobility. Atrophic non-union on radiograph, we can see gap is present, ends are tapered, sclerosis is present, cup and cone configuration is seen, medullary canal is closed. In CT scan, it can be reformatted in high quality in any plane to evaluate potential absence of bridging bone. It is highly sensitive, but specificity is less. Nuclear imaging, bone scintigraphy is done to help the diagnose non-union, yet not it is not specific. SPECT scan, single photon emission CT scan is used to evaluate vital and avital infected non-unions. Now, management of non-union, briefly, I would like to discuss non-operative treatment. There can be indirect interventions such as relax the patient, smoking cessation, optimize the nutrition, correction of endocrine and metabolic disorder if the etiology is that, elimination or reduction of certain medication, direct intervention, we would ask for weight bearing, external immobilization or support, electromagnetic stimulation, ultrasound stimulation, parathyroid hormone. Treatment objectives: while treating non-union, there should be healing of fracture, correction of deformity, mobilization of adjacent stiff joint, complete eradication of infection if present. The common requirement to all successful technique are reduction and firm stabilization with or without bone grafting. Treatment of uninfected non-union. First step is to classify and decide on the type of non-union. Soft tissue consideration. Look for skin condition, neurovascular injury. Our goal should be good reduction, stable fixation, stimulation of bone healing. Reducing the fragments, fibrous tissue between the fragment. If in good alignment, we will retain the periosteum, callus, and fibrous tissue. Stabilize and graft if it is displaced. Using external fixator will correct deformity. Secondary plating or nailing can be planned. Elizaro frame, if used, to restore the length, oppose the fragment, and stabilize till union. Plating is planned if scar tissue is inside, medullary canal open. Nailing is preferred for diaphyseal non-union, but for metaphyseal region, plating will be the best option. Treatment of hypertrophic non-union. As its vital or non-union increases stability alone will achieve the union. Intramedullary nailing is better for hypertrophic non-union. Elizaro distraction alone gives result and deformities also can be corrected. Treatment of atrophic non-union, avital, hence the intervening fibrous tissue with avascular bony ends are resected to get the punctate bleeding. Bone grafting might be useful. Plate with compression and bone grafting is done. Nailing, rimming will additionally add the bone graft at the fracture site. That is the advantage. In Elizaro method, initial compression and distraction, corticotomy and bone transport are usually necessary. That's it. Thank you.
I think Gopal, it was a really good presentation. Everything he has covered more or less. This is theoretically also. This will cover most of it. Gopal, you are muted. Gopal, you are muted.
Sir, whatever points I had given him, I think he had covered almost all points.
Yes, yes, it was a nice presentation.
So good effort, Avinash.
Thank you, sir.
Very excellent presentation, Avinash. You have just concisely, point wise, you have highlighted most of the points.
Thank
Yes,
you,
sir.
I will agree. Very nice presentation. Very detailed.
Avinash, another presentation, short presentation.
Regarding locking compression plate.
Yes, you just carry on.
Yes. Principles of locking compression plate. According to AO principles, fracture reduction and fixation to restore the anatomical relationship, stability by fixation or splintage as per, uh, then preservation of blood supply to soft tissue and bone by careful handling and gentle reduction techniques, early and safe mobilization of part and patient. Then there are two: absolute stability. In absolute stability, surface of the fracture do not displace under the functional load. There is no micromotion, reduction of strain to the level below critical level, primary healing without callus formation. There is compressive preload and friction, rigid fixation, perfect alignment. Uh, Relative stability, some motion is present. Secondary bone healing by callus formation is present in relative stability, better in multifragmentary fractures. More fragment, less strain between the fragments, less rigid construct is requirement. There is stress distribution. Locking compression plate, there are combi holes. There is a dynamic compression unit, conical and threaded unit is present. uh, Function of locking head screw, there is always in combination with the plate, never it is used as lag screw, never crosses an unreduced fracture. Also there is a use for a fixation screw, fix the plate to the bone, and position screw keeps the two fragment in correct relative anatomic position. Features and advantage of locking head screw are axial and angular stability, not preloaded, cannot be over tightened, higher resistance against the bending load, monocortical insertion is possible. There is lag first, then lock second, no primary or secondary loss of reduction. Then
Gopal,
advantages of lock plate.
Avinas, your slides here is the old slide is fixed on one slide. I think you have lost the last 3 slides. It is you
Okay, I'll repeat.
answer your old slide.
We are also
Yes,
seeing
sir.
the treatment of atrophic non-union.
I think
Sorry.
we could see the first 3 slides. After that, it was not there.
Sorry. I am extremely sorry, sir. I am extremely sorry.
I thought the problem is there with my screen, my mobile.
Extremely sorry, sir. I will.
Yes.
I'll start the presentation again.
Yeah.
Am I?
Avinas, you
Is the
go
slide
from the
visible, sir?
fourth slide. Go from the fourth slide up to 3 we have seen.
Yes.
Relative stability.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Relative stability. There is some motion. Secondary bone healing by callus formation is present. Better in multifragmentary fractures. More fragment, less strain between the fragments. Less rigid construct is requirement. Stress distribution. Locking compression plate, there is a combi hole plate. It has 2 component, dynamic compression unit and conical and threaded units. Then function of locking head screw, always in combination with the plate, never as a lag screw, never cross an unreduced fracture. Fixation screw, fix the plate to the bone. Position screw, keeps 2 fragments in correct relative anatomical position. Features and advantages of locking head screw: axial and angular stability, not preloaded, cannot be over tightened, higher resistance against the bending load, lag first, lock second, there is no primary secondary loss of reduction. Features and advantage of lock plates: it is screw plate system with angular and axial stability, locked internal fixator, non-contact plate, individual blade plate anatomically contoured, it has high pull-out strength. Biological advantages are reduced compression of the periosteum, protects blood supply to the bone, less infection, callus formation, bone healing under the plate. Technical or mechanical advantages are angular and axial stability, no need for exact pre-shaping, good for osteoporotic bone, bicortical locking head. Optimal predefined screw placement, no need for drilling, measuring or tapping. Minimally invasive plate osteosynthesis principle is easier. Splinting with lock plate prerequisites
Just
are
hold.
indirect
Saeed
close.
Rahman, just hold. Avinash, Saeed Rahman, you please stop
Yes,
doing drawing business. You are distracting everyone. Please carry on.
Splinting with lock plates prerequisite are indirect close, no precise reduction, long plate, fixation with locking head screw only on main fragments, no screw in the fracture zone, pre-bending is not necessary, elastic fixation. Splinting with lock plates, shortcoming and disadvantages: stability depend on rigidity of construct, plate takes over the entire load, minimally invasive plate osteosynthesis is demanding and difficult technique. Thank you.
Go to previous slide.
Yes, sir.
Last but one slide.
Splinting with lock plate. Shortcomings
Oh.
and this only, na sir?
Okay, right, good. Right. Thank you. Right. Yeah. Very
Stop
short.
sharing your screen. Third
Yes, sir.
presentation was supposed to be their short presentation, but I think the student didn't come up regarding this ossification part. Just convey the message to the presenter. Next time he should present. Else, if he don't want to present, I can give that task to some other person. Avinash, can you make this short presentation on major joints, ossification around major joints in immature skeleton? Avinash.
Okay, sir.
So you make that presentation.
Ossification.
Ossification around elbow, around wrist,
Okay.
around proximal femur,
Yes,
means
sir.
hip joint, knee joint,
Yes, sir.
and ankle joint.
Yes, sir.
That means if
Yes, sir.
immature skeleton X-ray is shown to you, and if other
Yes, sir.
normal side X-ray is not available with you,
Yes, sir.
then at least you should be able to know what is normal from abnormal. That is actually intent for asking you to do this.
Yes, sir.
Will you be able to do that?
Yes, sir. I'll do you and I'll send you
Okay,
the
do
PPT
that.
on
Do
WhatsApp.
that. Send it across to me for if you want any changes. And today's presenter, Longkesh Nikhil, he will do today's homework. And Nikhil, you will focus more on sequestrum part. If possible, get the pictures also.
Yes, sir.
I think with this, today's class business we have carried out. Now, I would like to take the comments from faculties. Jagdish sir, to start with. Jagdish sir, please unmute.
I think it's an important topic for the postgraduate because if infection is there, it will be kept to you in any form. It could be a fracture-related infection. It could be an osteomyelitis. It could be post-operative infection. It could be septic arthritis sequelae. So infection as such is an important topic. And today's course is excellent that it was not the standard sinuses and adherent to bone scars, which is very easy to diagnose. So it is a good learning experience for all of us.
Thank you, sir. Nikhil, one more
Yes, sir.
homework for few slides to you.
Yes, sir.
You will go through the literature and standard textbooks and you will tell us about definitions. What is wound? What is ulcer? What is age? What is margin?
Yes, sir.
Minus.
And related to this, all basic definitions we want from you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So
Yes, sir. Yes.
wound, ulcer, margin, age,
And ages.
yeah, yes, means wound and ulcer, basic proper definition.
Yes, sir.
Okay, along with other definitions, which is already task is given to you.
Yes, sir. That osteomyelitis definition.
Yes, yes, infection related part.
Yes, sir.
Shivananda sir. Shivananda sir, unmute yourself. Sorinendu Samanta sir.
Yes, I think the discussion we had about the case presentation is a good presentation, and the way we have discussed everything, I think Gopa sir and Jagdish, they have guided us in a proper way, because this is the case where probably every alternate student will get, either in the practical or in the theory and whatever. So this has to be extremely thorough, and if you miss something in your chronic osteomyelitis, acute osteomyelitis, definitely you are in big trouble. So I think today we had really good discussion, and the way the student presented, I think Avinash presented is a very nice way. Nikhil's presentations were also very good, very good. So we learned many things.
Right.
And you, the principal, whatever he has told about the non-union, delayed union, it was very, very good. And the way you have presented for the plate osteogenesis also, we have learned most of the things were covered.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Avinash, one
Yes,
more
sir.
slide task I am going to give you. Avinash,
Yes, sir.
recent advances in lab diagnosis, basically. Lab diagnosis, recent advances means interleukin 6 and other ESR, CRP and total count usually we do.
Yes, sir.
So infection diagnosis, recent advances.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So go
Yes,
through
sir.
it and make one or two slides.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Uday Kumar sir, your comments please.
Sir, very difficult case, very unusual presentation of osteomyelitis. We learned many things, and thank you Gopakumar sir and Jagdish Menon sir. Really, it is confusing. But one thing all students should remember: infection and malignancy are often confused. That's what we have to remember always. And the
Thank
other
you,
two
sir.
presentations
Yes,
is
sir.
very short and sweet presentations. Both the Evo Princess the stability for the non-union. Excellent presentation, Avinash. Congratulations for the way you prepared the slides also.
Thank you,
That is
sir.
the advantage of the joints class. That is it is the best quality we are providing for every student. That's what everyone has to remember this.
Thank you, sir.
Excellent presentation.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Shivananda sir, unmute please. Shivananda sir, unmute.
Sir, tell me.
Comments.
Your comments.
Sir, it's a very good presentation, sir. And my mnemonic for the non-union, just remember it is a CABS. CABS means contact, compression, C. A means alignment must be maintained. B means biology must be maintained. And S means stability. Any non-union, when you are speaking about this, CABS, you remember that this is a very important thing for the practice also. And
Can you repeat?
regarding
Can you repeat, Shivanand? Repeat.
Non-union principles, it is a CABS, CABS, CABS. C stands for compression and contact. A stands for alignment of the fracture. B stands for the biology. And S stands for the stability. Absolute stability is must. So this is a very useful mnemonic for non-union treatment.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Gopa
you,
Kumar sir. Your
It was an
concluding
excellent.
overall remarks on all three presentations, sir.
Yeah, the case discussion I have already made. It was a very good.
Very good.
The two presentations he made was also excellent. Most of the points a few points he didn't. That is probably regarding the how to find out the length of, find out the screw density in diaphyseal fractures and metaphyseal fractures, which he can look up. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Otherwise,
Yes,
it was
sir.
very good.
Nikhil.
I think it was a fruitful
Yes,
day
sir.
today.
Yes, sir.
Please. Gopa Kumar sir, you please
Yeah,
carry on,
that's
sir.
all.
Okay. Nikhil, one more
Yeah,
task
that's all.
for you.
Today it was,
Yes, sir.
Sir, please carry on. Sorry.
no. Gopal, I have finished.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Nikhil,
Yes, sir.
age group wise, commonest organism causing osteomyelitis.
Yes, sir.
Go through the third volume of Campbell, trauma topic, general topic.
Yes, sir.
Osteomyelitis presentation based mainly on Campbell description and find other standard textbooks also. So which organism common at which age group with possible pathophysiological mechanism?
Yes, sir.
Got the point?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So as and when these discussions will go on, I will keep adding you. Okay. And if you want,
Yes, sir.
I will find one good paper on this and I will try and share that also with you. Okay.
Yes, sir. Sure, sir.
I think any faculty wants to make any comment now. Jagdish sir.
No, sir. I think a day well spent.
Thank you, sir. I think I have started this thing, sir. During presentation, whatever things students needs to give more stress, if that is missing, I start giving them task to that student only, so that these presentations come up.
There's no doubt they are learning.
Right, sir. My request to students now, please come forward for next time's presentation. Jagdish sir, now we will be shifting towards ankle and foot part, sir. So examination part, when you will be ready for faculty class on examination of ankle joint and foot.
Maybe a week from now. Actually, I'm on leave for the next 4 days.
Okay.
I'm going home because here also I have some leave because it's Pongal here. So when I come back, I can do maybe a week's time.
Okay, sir. So that means today is 12, 19, 26th, sir, around 26th of January.
Yeah, I'll confirm. I'll confirm, sir.
Oh, sir, 15 days
Sure,
from
sure.
today.
No, I'll just confirm the date because I'll just check and tell you.
Right, sir, because it is only on Tuesdays now.
Correct, correct, correct.
Only on Tuesdays, so dates are fixed, sir. So whenever it is possible to just do let me know. So meantime, that 1 or 2 odd classes part, I will take care of by allotting the topics.
Sure, sure, sir. Sure.
Right, sir. I think same was
And
conveyed
I
to you,
happy.
sir. Regarding this examination part, you will be the batsman from faculty. I think that was discussed. Jagdish, sir.
To me, yeah. Okay.
I think this was conveyed to you by Jain, sir.
Okay, okay. I don't know. I'm sure.
But
I'll see. I'd love to come. Only thing is sometimes I get stuck in the hospital. That is the only reason why I'm not coming. Otherwise,
doesn't matter, sir. You now that's why we change our time 7:30 to 9.
I agree. I agree. It's
हाँ,
easier.
so जब भी आपको लगता है just confirm to me, sir, because Jain sir will be out for few weeks.
Okay, okay. I didn't know that. Okay.
Right, sir. So in the active class complete attendance, he may not be there with us. So please confirm your convenient date. Of course, Tuesdays.
Do that.
And meantime, I will fill up the gap for another 1 or 2 odd case presentations.
Sure, sir. Sure. Sure.
Okay. Students, request to you by tomorrow evening, please show your willingness to present the case on knee. With this and with all faculties' permission, I would like to end today's class.